Hi guys, so today I'm here with a very fun video. At least it's going to be a lot of fun for me to do. I'm going to be talking about my favorite names that start with the letter A, and this is obviously going to be part of a series where I go through the alphabet and list my favorite names. And originally I was going to try and keep it to 10 girls' names and 10 boys' names, but because I love names so much and I have so many favorites, I ended up with a list of 20 girls' names and 20 boys' names. So I will try and go through them quickly because I know that's quite a lot of names, but hopefully this will give you kind of a better understanding of my personal taste in names and maybe introduce you to some names that you haven't heard before or just kind of haven't thought about that much. And I don't know, I just think it's going to be really fun because I love talking about names that I love so much more than talking about names that I don't love. Obviously, I think people like talking about things they love better than things they don't love in any circumstance. And since now I'm rambling, I think I will just get started with the girls' names. So at number 20 on my top 20 favorite A names list is Anais. And Anais is a French name that means gracious and merciful. And this name has been on my favorites list for quite a while. And I really like that there's a literary connection. Anais Nin is a very famous writer. She's a French writer. And I just think that this name is really, really pretty. I love French names, and so that's why it's number 20. Number 19 is Allegra, and Allegra is a Latin name that means joy. And Allegra sounds very musical to me. I think it's just got a really fun, spunky sound. I would love to meet a little girl named Allegra. I don't think I'm going to have enough daughters to have my own Allegra, so I'd love to meet a little girl named Allegra. Number 18 is Adelaide, and this is a new favorite of mine. I've only started liking it in the last year or so, and I know a lot of people like this name. It's been getting a lot of attention. It's a German name and it means of noble kin. Number 17 is Augusta, and Augusta is a Latin name that means majestic. It definitely sounds majestic to me. I think of a Roman like empress or something when I hear the name Augusta, and I just love it. Number 16 is Amarantha, and I know this is kind of a mouthful of a name, which is probably why it's number 16, because I doubt I will ever use it, but it's a lovely, lovely Greek name that means unfading, and I just think it's very, very bold and striking. Number 15 is Apolline, and for the longest time I could not remember where I had heard this, and finally I figured out that this is the name of Fleur Delacour's mum in Harry Potter, and that's where I think I first heard this name. It's a feminine form of the name Apollo, and I just think it's very, very cute. If you are very adventurous and you would like to get to the nickname Apple, I think that Apolline might be able to get you there. The next name I have, number 14, is Araminta, and this is one I've loved for a really, really long time. It's special to me because of a character in a book that someone I know is writing, and I can't really go into details because the book isn't published or anything, but I love the character and so I love the name. And Araminta is a combination of the names Arabella and Aminta. Number 13 is Alice. Alice is a lovely, lovely name. It was the name of my great aunt and my actual aunt, and I think of Alice in Wonderland, and I just think it's so cute, and I would love to meet a little girl named Alice. I haven't met any little girls named Alice, and I would just die, I think. I would just, I love your name, that's what I would do. So it's an English name and it means of noble kin. Number 12 is Aurelia. I love the meaning of this name. It means golden. It's a Latin name. And I love it. It kind of rhymes with my name, so I don't think I would ever use it. But I love the sound of it. Again, it kind of sounds like a Roman empress or something. Number 11 is Adamina, and Adamina is the feminine form of Adam. I love the nickname Mina. I love Wilhelmina for the reason that I love the nickname Mina so much, and I think if I was going to choose a name that had the nickname Mina, I think I would choose Adamina over Wilhelmina, even though I love them both. And Adam is a Hebrew name that means of the earth. Number 10 is Ambrosia, and Ambrosia is just stunning. It sounds like the name of a goddess to me. It's a Greek name that means immortal, and that meaning might have something to do with why it sounds like the name of a goddess to me, but I just love it so much. So now we are into the top 10. So number 9 is Arabella. I love names that start with AR. I think they're gorgeous. Arabella is, to me, like this beautiful ballet dancer. It's an English name that means beautiful lion, and I just picture the most beautiful girl when I hear the name Arabella. And number 8 is Annabelle. I prefer Annabelle to Annabella. I love the song Annabelle, Annabelle, Where Did You Go? Even though it's such a sad song. It's about a man who has lost his wife, and he's talking about all of the things that he misses, and that song just makes me love this name so much. It's a combination of the names Anna and Belle. Number 7 is Agnes, and if you'd asked me 2 years ago if Agnes would be on my favorites list, I would have said, ew, no, that's such an ugly name, but it has grown on me so much. It's a Greek name that means pure, and I definitely think that 20 years from now this name will be somewhat popular. I think people are going to warm up to it and think of it as very quirky and fun, just like I do. Number 6 is Ariadne, and Ariadne, oh my goodness, I love this name so much. It's a Greek name that means very holy. Ariana is another form of the name Ariadne, but I prefer Ariadne. And Ariana is a lot more popular than Ariadne. I just picture a princess when I hear this name. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Number 5 is Avalon. I adore this name. I adore Welsh names. This is a Welsh name that means Apple Island, which is a really fun meaning, and of course this name comes from Arthurian legend, which gives it just that much more substance. And I think it would be a great way to get to the nickname Ava if you're looking for a way to get to that nickname without actually using Ava, because Ava is so popular. Avalon is my number 5 favorite, but Ava is actually number 5 in the US, so it is very popular. Number 4 is Alcyone, and Alcyone is a Greek name that means kingfisher, and Alcyone, oh my goodness, I cannot remember now what the story is, but there is a Greek myth that goes along with this name, and now I've forgotten it. Oh, she was one of the... If anybody knows Greek mythology, tell me who Alcyone is and you get 100 points. I just love the way it sounds. I think it's gorgeous and different and unique and spunky. Number 3 is Asenath, and I think in the Bible they spell it with an S, some translations anyways. Asenath was the wife of Joseph in the Bible, and it's a Hebrew name and it means belonging to her father. And the first time I heard this was in, what is the animated movie about Joseph? Joseph, King of Dreams. It's by the same people who made the Prince of Egypt. That one's a little bit more popular. But Joseph, King of Dreams and Prince of Egypt were like my favorite movies growing up. And when I heard the name Asenath in it, and Zipporah as well in the Prince of Egypt, I fell in love with both of those names, even though they are kind of out there, but I think they're just beautiful. Number 2, you might be able to guess this if you know my favorites. This is actually my 3rd favorite name overall, not just in A names. In A names it's my 2nd favorite. and that is Ariadne. And Ariadne is a Welsh name. Again, I love Welsh names, and it means silver or fair, silver fair. Oh my gosh, where to begin with this name? It starts with AR, which I love. It has the name Aria in it, and it ends with win, and it's Welsh, and I think it sounds like a Welsh princess. I can just imagine this girl with like long blonde, silvery blonde hair, and this like flowing white dress with the name Ariadne standing like by the sea. That's kind of what I picture. It's a very romantic name to me. And number one is, of course, Antonia. Antonia is my number one favorite name out of any girl's name ever, and it will be the name of my daughter if I ever have a daughter. It's a Latin name. It possibly means priceless, and I think this name is perfect. Like, to me, this name is 100% perfect. I want my daughter to have a 4-syllable name because I have a 4-syllable name, my mom has a 4-syllable name. I love the sound of it. I love that you could use the nickname Annie, and Antonia sounds so distinguished. Annie sounds very cute for when she's a little girl. I just think this name is perfection. So for boys, number 20 is Atticus. And I know Atticus is one that so many people are liking. It is from To Kill a Mockingbird. And the character in that book makes me love this name so much. He is so kind, so wonderful, so ahead of his time. And the meaning of Atticus is actually father-like. It's an English name that means father-like, which I think suits the character so well that I wonder if Harper Lee chose the name based on the meaning. Atticus Finch is definitely one of my favorite literary characters, so I think that's why I love this name so much. Also, it just sounds really cool. But the reason it's number 20 and not higher is because of the popularity. It is getting more popular, and I don't think it's going to stop getting more popular. I think it's going to increase in popularity more and more. And I try and stay away from popular names if I can, but this was in my top 10, like overall top 10 names at one point, so I do really love it. Number 19 is Asher. I love Ash, but I think Asher sounds a little bit more complete. It's a Hebrew name that means blessed or happy, so it has a wonderful meaning and a really nice modern sound. Number 18 is Aldrich. Aldrich is an Anglo-Saxon name that means wise old ruler, and I love every single part of this. I love Aldrich. I love the way it sounds. It sounds very Anglo-Saxon to me, which I love. It sounds like maybe like a warrior in some sort of epic story, and I love that it means wise old ruler. I think that's a really great meaning. Number 17 is Adlai, and this is a Hebrew name that means God is just. And what I love about this name is that it sounds so different from anything else. I can't really think of another name that has a similar sound to this, Adlai. A lot of these are on here because I love the way they sound, especially the boys' names. Some of them I have like more of a connection with for other reasons as well, but some of them I just really like the way they sound. Number 16 is Arrow, and this is definitely a guilty pleasure name for me. Obviously it's an English word name, and I have always wanted to be an archer. When I was younger, I did do some archery, but I've always wanted to get back into it. Even before the Hunger Games came out, that's not necessarily why I want to do archery, although I do think that adds a little bit of a cool factor to it. But I've always wanted to get back into archery, and I actually went over a year ago and looked at some bows and arrows, and maybe for Christmas that's what I'll ask for. But that's part of the reason I love the name Arrow. Number 15 is Alban, and I love the name Albus, but it is so associated with Albus Dumbledore that I discovered Alban and loved it just as much, and so that's why it's on the list and not Albus. Alban is a Latin name and it means from Alba. Number 14 is Alistair, and this is the Scottish version of Alexander. And I love it for so many reasons. I do love the name Alexander, but it is just too popular for me. And I think Alistair is just as handsome and strong sounding. And it's Scottish, and I am 75% Scottish, so I really do like Scottish names a lot. And it means defender of the people. Number 13 is Amos, and I love this name. I think it is very, very different, kind of quirky. It's a Hebrew name. It doesn't have the greatest meaning. It means burdened. And I believe the first time I heard this was also in Harry Potter. Amos Diggory is Cedric Diggory's father. Number 12 is Adair, another one that I really, really just like the sound of. It's an English name that means noble spear. Number 11 is quite an interesting one, and that is Abraxas. And this is another one that I first heard in Harry Potter. Abraxas is, I believe, Draco's grandfather. And this is a name from Persian mythology, and I know there is a lot of history to this name. I'm not sure about all of it. I just really like the way it sounds and the way it looks. I think it looks so, so cool. Number 10 is Azriel, and Azriel, I know this is a name from a book or a TV show or something, but I can't remember where it's from, so if you know, please let me know in the comments. But I really love the way it sounds, I love the way it looks. It's a Hebrew name, it has a really nice meaning. It means God is my aid. Number 9 is Atlas, and I want my brother, if he ever has a son, to use this name because my brother is a whiz at geography, and so I think this name would suit his child because, I don't know, you can ask my brother what is the capital city of any country in the world, and he can tell you. What is the capital city of any state, and he can tell you, and we don't even live in the US. So he really is a geography whiz, and I can picture him with a little boy named Atlas. I think that'd be so cute. And Atlas is a Greek name that means support. Number 8 is a very, very classic name. That is Abraham, and Abraham is a Hebrew name. It means father of nations. I love this one because, obviously, because of the biblical associations. The reason that it's not higher up is because I do think there is some teasing potential with this name. I don't think I would want to give my son a name that had the word ham in it because that would not go over well on the playground, I don't think. Number 7 is Alcander, and I came across this one not that long ago, within the last year, and just fell in love with it. I love the way it sounds. It kind of sounds like Alexander, but it's not Alexander, which means it's not so popular and it's different, and I just really like it. And it's a Greek name as well, so it is Greek like Alexander, and it means strong. Number 6 is a very, very handsome name, and that is Alonzo. When I hear this name, I think of like the most handsome man in the world, like an underwear model or something. It's a Spanish name, which might have something to do with why it sounds so handsome, because Spanish language is always a very, very beautiful language, and Spanish guys can be very beautiful as well. And it means noble and ready. Number 5 is Amadeo, and I like this one because Mozart is maybe my favorite musician of all time, and his name was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, but I prefer Amadeo because I love names that end in O. So that's part of my reason for loving this. I would consider using this as a middle name just to honor Mozart, and it's a Latin name and it means love of God. Number 4 is Alaric, and Alaric has the most beautiful musical melodic sound, and I could say it over and over and over and not get sick of hearing it. And it's a German name, and it means noble ruler. Number 3 is Arthur, and I think of King Arthur when I hear this. I'm still kind of getting over the association with Arthur the Aardvark because I grew up watching that cartoon, but it's got to the point now where I think of it as more of a historical King Arthur romantic name than as an aardvark. Or is he an anteater? I don't know. Anyways, Arthur is a Welsh name, and again, I love Welsh names, and it means bear. Number 2 is Archer, and I love this. I know a lot of other people love this name as well. It's an occupation name. It's going up in popularity, I believe, but I still really, really, really like it. And my favorite boy's name that starts with A is Ambrose. And Ambrose is a Greek name that means immortal. I think this one is so just different and cool and old manish, and you guys know how much I love old man names, and I would consider using this for a little boy. I just think it would be adorable, and I think it would age well. I think it's just a very strong and all around really, really nice name. So those are my 40 favorite names that start with A. I would love to know what your favorite A names are, and you don't need to tell me 40 of them. Even if you just want to tell me your favorite boy's name and your favorite girl's name that start with A, I would love to hear them. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you want me to continue doing this series, if you want me to do my B and C names, or if you would rather me just do other videos. But I really do enjoy talking about my favorite names, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will talk to you later. Bye.